Morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Do we have Deepthi in the class? Deepthi, are you there? Deepthi, are you there in the class? Gravitation.
So this is also part of mechanics.
No.
Good afternoon, sir. I actually joined late. Have you taught anything yet?
No, nothing yet. I was waiting for you.
All right, sir.
Now listen. First thing that is experimentally observed in gravitation is force between
Sorry,
two
sir.
masses.
Did you ask for me?
Yeah, is it your birthday today?
Yes, sir.
Happy birthday.
Thank you so much, sir.
Today is first. Okay. Now, force between two masses is experimentally found to be directly proportional to the masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Right? Force between two masses is found to be directly proportional to the product of the masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. This is called inverse square law. They removed the proportionality and made it Gm1 m2 by d square. F is equal to Gm1 m2 by d square. F is directly proportional to the product of the masses, inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Summarizing them, removing the proportionality, you introduce a gravitation constant, universal gravitational constant. And how much is the value of G? 6.67 into 10 raised to minus 11 Newton meter square by kg. Newton meter square by kg square. Right? Am I expected to remember this value? Yes. So what is inverse square law basically? Inverse square law is force is directly proportional to the product of the masses, inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. So G m1 m2 by d square is the force of attraction between two masses. In gravitation, there will only be force of attraction. Only attractive force. Only attractive force in gravitation. In electrostatics, you will have both attraction as well as repulsion. Electrostatics, you will have both attraction as well as repulsion. In this chapter, nothing to worry about it. There is only force of attraction. Right? Second definition is field. You define gravitational field. You use the symbol capital E, which actually is for electrostatic field. You are using the same symbol here as well. Electrostatic field also you use the symbol capital E. Gravitational field also you are using the symbol capital E. How do you define the field? It is force experience by a unit mass. Force experienced by a unit mass. Field will be force experienced by a unit mass. Are you trying to tell me field be written as force per unit mass? Yes. This is Newton per kg. Newton per kg. Field is a vector, always attractive force. If you take capital M mass here, at a distance of r, I want the field. How do I get the field? It will be in this direction. Field will be G capital M small m by r square divided by small m. Gm by r square will be the field. Newton per kg. You bring a unit mass here. Find the force experienced by that mass. So the unit mass gets cancelled out. You are left with G capital M by r square. Direction of the vector will be towards capital M. Only force of attraction. Firstly, inverse square law. Second, definition of field. Force experienced by a unit mass. This unit mass is also referred to as sometimes test mass. This unit mass is also referred to as sometimes test mass.
Sir,
Huh?
so here in the F directly proportional to M1, M2, M1 and M2 are point masses, right?
Point masses.
Okay.
Extended bodies will come to in the third lecture or fourth lecture from now.
Okay.
So you were telling point mass,
Sir,
no?
noted.
Point mass. M1 and M2 are point mass.
Okay.
Sir, noted.
Wait.
Field is defined as force experienced by unit mass. Cancel out both the masses. Field at this point because of capital M will be Gm by r square. Field at this point because of capital M will be G capital M by r square. Towards capital M, only force of attraction. Only force of attraction. Hereafter, whenever I need force, I will look at field. Hereafter, whenever I need force, I look at field. Let us assume I have M1 mass here, M2 mass here, M3 mass here, and this is a square. What will be the field here? Net field at this particular point. Because of M2, field will be in this direction, I'll call it E2. Because of M3, field will be in this direction, I'll call it E3. Because of M1, field will be in this direction, I'll call it E1. This angle is 45, this angle is 45. E net will be E1 plus E2 plus E3 vector summation. Do we know how to do the vector summation of three vectors?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Once I get E net here, by the way, how much is E1? E1 is G M1 by this distance whole square. What is this distance? A root 2.
2A square.
What is E2? G M2 by A square. This distance is A. What is E3? G M3 by A square. Vector summation of all the three will give me net field here. If I place a mass there, what will be the net force on it? M into E net. Because you defined E as force experienced by unit mass. Hereafter, whenever I need force, I'll take M into field. So I keep a unit mass here. What will be the force on it? Mass into the net field there because of all the three masses. You may have n number of masses. You may have continuous mass variation. You may have any of those. So net field into small m will be the force. Force is m into capital A.
Sir, noted.
Sir, 1 minute.
Sir, so this is the force experienced by the mass m at the fourth corner. Okay.
Correct. Force experienced by the small m placed on the fourth quadrant. Perfect. Due to the remaining three masses.
Yes, sir.
Now suppose I have four identical masses. What is the net field at the center?
Sir, 0.
0.
0.
Because this will pull it in this direction, this will pull it in this direction, and all four forces are equal. Right? What if I had three identical masses at the centroid? Field is
0.
अच्छा लगता है. Regular pentagon with identical masses on the vertices. What will be the field at O?
Zero.
Zero.
Identical masses. Pura subtopic is identical mass. Right? What is the field at O?
Zero.
एक यूनिफॉर्म थोड़ी बता देने से काफी है ना यार, इतने सारे क्यों कर रहे हो? Ring. What is the field at center?
Zero.
Zero.
So for a uniform distribution, field at center will be zero. By symmetry, that's all. There's no science behind it. It is by symmetry. Now, what kind of questions did they play with? They gave you a ring and they told you a small element is cut out. A small element of length dl is cut out of a ring. Now they want the field at O. Field at O due to the leftover part plus field at O due to dl, sum total should be zero. Leftover part is this, dl is this. Both put together will give me zero field at O. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Field of the removed part plus the leftover part, both put together should be zero. Now, instead of calculating this, I can calculate because of this quite easily. G dm by r square. What is dm equal to? Lambda dl. Lambda is mass per unit length. Because of the removed part, the field is G dm by r square. Dm is lambda dl. Small element matlab it's a point object. So I know the field because of the removed part. Yes or no? Field because of the leftover part will be equal and opposite.
Yes.
Because net field should be zero. Is the logic clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now, what kind of questions did they design? They took a pentagon, regular pentagon of side A, and they removed one mass. And they removed this mass. They asked the field here because of these four masses. One way, calculate the vector field because of one and summation of all the four. You cannot add the magnitudes. They're vector summation. This is one way. What is the other way? Calculate the field because of this at this particular point and put a negative sign in front of it. You'll get the field because of the remaining four. Is the logic clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Take it down.
So can we do it for like four masses are m, the fifth mass is 2m, even in that case? So like not the negative part, but the
This
calculation.
field here will be zero only if all the masses are identical. This logic will not apply if masses are different.
Sir,
Okay, sir.
sir, can you
Not
please
yet.
explain the ring with the cutout bit part again? I didn't get it.
Net field at O because of whole of the ring is
Zero.
now field at O because of the leftover part plus the removed part, both put together is zero.
Yes.
You are asking me for this. I know how to calculate this.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Put a negative sign in front of it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Sir, noted.
Sir, 2 minutes, sir, 2 minutes.
Done, sir.
Now listen. The second definition is a very tricky one. Whole of the game goes around playing with one negative sign. Understand this carefully because none of the textbooks describe that. They evade it. They don't answer. So you'll have a trouble with negative sign. I'll put you also through the same page. Keep your eyes open and understand this carefully. Potential. What is the definition of potential? Definition is like this: work done in moving the unit mass from infinity to the point. Same definition exactly will follow even in electrostatics for you. Learn this properly. I will not do these derivations again in electrostatics. We'll be saving that time. Potential is defined as work done in moving a unit mass from infinity to this point. That will be the potential at this point. Work done in moving a unit mass from infinity to this point. Work done in moving a unit mass from infinity to this point. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Here, work done, you clearly tell us work done by what? Conservative force, non-conservative force, external forces. In work energy theorem, you introduced different work done, or are you speaking about net work done? Give us better clarity. Why are you leaving the definition open-ended? The reason why textbooks leave it open-ended is you can calculate in two ways. Recollect. Work energy theorem may work done by conservative, work done by non-conservative, plus work done by external is change in kinetic energy. Do you remember this definition?
Yes.
Yes.
Definition of work done by conservative is minus delta U, negative of potential energy stored in the system. If not, if this is 0 and this is 0, compulsorily these both should become 0. Then work done by external, I can as it is consider that to be the potential energy stored. You have two ways of calculating the potential energy. Either calculate the work done by conservative force, here gravity, and put a negative sign in front of it. Or calculate work done by external sources. I have no problem, provided body is moving slowly and non-conservative forces do not do any work. Provided body is moving slowly and non-conservative forces do not do any work, then work done by external also will be the potential energy stored in the system without any change in sign. Without any change in sign. If you calculate work done by conservative, do not forget to put a negative sign in front of it. Do you recollect this?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
We have used this at more than one place. Now, while defining potential, you are telling me work done in moving a unit mass, work done by the external source per unit mass, or delta U per unit mass. You have either this or this. But if you take work done by conservative here, don't forget to put a negative sign in front of it. Is this clear to all?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
This V, sir, V.
Pardon?
You written this
This is the
V.
potential.
Acha.
Potential. That's the
Okay.
reason why it is work done in moving unit mass. Work done per unit mass. Work done by what? I can take external. No problem. I can take conservative, but put a negative sign in front of it. Potential energy, as it is, you can take because potential energy, work done by external are the same, provided non-conservative forces do zero work and change in kinetic energy is zero. That is why they will leave the definition open-ended. Work done by what? Take conservative, put a negative sign in front of it. Take external, as it is, take that to be the potential per unit mass, provided these both are zeros. Our trouble will start from here. Take it down to here.
Sir, V represents potential, na?
I wrote something here. Can you read that?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Can I rub the board?
Yes, sir.
1 minute, sir.
Now, firstly, I will do the standard derivation done by all the textbooks. Right from Halliday-Resnick till your HSC, they follow this. Capital M is fixed. Small m is at a distance of R1. I need to move small m from here to a distance of R2. I need to move small m from here till here. I'll calculate the work done per unit mass. That should be the potential. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So it is infinity to that point, right? So why R1 to R2?
Infinity in the last stage, not an issue.
Acha, okay.
Now that's where our controversy will start. But first, let me do the standard. I should be moving it in such a way such that small m is moving with uniform speed. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Small m is here at a distance of r. It should be moved by a distance of dr. So what is the external force I should apply? Equal to the force of gravity. It is at a distance of r. I should move it by a small distance dr, limit delta r tending to 0. External force applied should be equal to the gravitational force. Only then it will be moving with uniform speed.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Why are you bringing calculus into picture here? मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ? आपका gravitational force is dependent on distance. It's a variable. Your gravitational force is not constant. It is gm1 m2 by r square. It is dependent on distance. So calculus cannot be avoided. Work done by the external source. External source ka work will be potential energy when change in kinetic energy is 0 and work done by non-conservative is 0. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So F external dot dr. F external dr cos 0. Is this step clear to all? Both are in the same direction.
Yes, sir.
What is the magnitude of this force? It will be equal to the gravitational force. G capital M small m by r. Why should it be equal to the gravitational force? Only then it will be moving with uniform speed. Integral dw is G capital M small m integral dr by r square. You are going from R1 to R. So far, so good. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
G capital M small m. What is integral dr by r square?
Minus 1 by
Minus 1 by r square.
Minus 1 by r2 minus 1 by r1. Minus 1 by r. I substituted the limits. You will define potential energy difference is work done by external. We just dealt with this. This is true if work done by non-conservative is 0 and change in kinetic energy is 0.
Yes, sir.
So now here you will write delta u, u final minus u initial as minus G capital M small m by R2 minus of minus G capital M small m by R. Delta u will be u final minus u initial. And this is what you are getting. U final is minus G capital M small m by R2 minus of minus G capital M small m by R1. So general expression for potential energy is minus G capital M small m by R. Negative sign is very important. Force of attraction में potential energy must always be preceded by a negative sign. मतलब gravitation में without negative sign you write potential energy is suicide. Electrostatics में you may have positive and negative. Gravitation में out of question potential energy will always be preceded by a negative sign. Without negative sign potential energy doesn't exist in gravitation because there is only attraction. Job is not yet done. Please observe this equation carefully. What did you tell me for potential? Work done per unit mass. Work done per unit mass. Can I bring small m to the denominator? This will become minus G capital M 1 by R2 minus 1 by R1. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I brought small m to the denominator. I'll get the potential. Small m to the denominator of work done. Now one more job need to be done. Work done in moving a unit mass from where?
Infinity to that
Infinity to the point.
So which coordinate do you want me to put as infinity?
R2.
R1.
1.
R1.
R1 is infinity.
First coordinate is infinity. You are coming from infinity to this point. First coordinate is R1. Minus Gm by R is the general expression for potential. For a single mass, potential is defined. For a system of masses, potential energy will be defined. Potential energy is between a system of mass. Single mass, you are defining potential by work done in moving unit mass. Hence, it becomes the other mass capital M. But overall, I yet have a problem with this. I will tell you this will be the doubt which will crop into your mind. Students' viewpoint is if R1 is 0, if R1 is infinity, R2 is also infinity. R1 is infinity, R2 is also infinity. No, yeah. Put R2 also infinity, whole of that becomes 0. The derivation is a mess now. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I didn't understand.
If R1 is infinity, R2 is also infinity. R2 is greater than R1.
Yes.
So we have taken care of the sign, right? Everywhere.
Now listen. Point to be understood. When we started the derivation, how did you define potential? Work done in moving unit mass from there till here. You are bringing the mass closer. That was your definition. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But by doing the derivation, you did the reverse. You took the mass away. At the first place, you shouldn't have done that. You should have bought small m from here till here. I would have been happy, you would have been happy. This is unit test mass. While defining, you said work done in moving a unit mass from infinity to the point. While deriving, you did the reverse. You took it from small m till there. Not a fair job. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Really do your derivation in sync with your definition. Bring the mass from here till here, then this will be R1. Then put R1 as infinity, I'll be happy. Fair enough?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
According to your definition, M1 should be at infinity. Bring small m from here till here. Put the first coordinate as infinity. I feel very happy. No textbook will do it that way. Every textbook will do it only this way. Why? Kuch to hoga gadbad usme. I'll do it that way and I'll show it to you. First take this down.
So one
Yes, sir.
So you got U is equal to minus GMM by R because you took at infinity potential energy to be zero, right?
Naturally, if I put R1 as infinity, I put R1 as infinity, this will become 0.
Yes, sir, that's okay. Sir. So
Same
one
thing
more,
here. Put R1 as infinity, you will be left with 0 here. You are left with only D capital M small m by R.
so one more doubt. So in the previous derivation, you told that we can take work done by conservative also for potential, sir. But if we'll take that way, then there won't be any negative signs, right?
When I calculate work done by conservative, this is gravity.
Yes, sir.
dr is in opposite direction.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. It will.
Negative sign because of cos 180.
Okay, sir. Got it.
And there is another negative sign at the end because potential energy will be negative of
Yes.
work done by conservative.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you wrote delta U as UF minus UI, but in the next step you substituted from the work external expression, right? Or did you substitute something else?
Here I took from here. I brought small m to the denominator to get the potential.
So, sir, in the delta U expression above, yes, sir, in this one you also substituted from work external expression, right?
Work external is nothing but delta U.
Okay, sir. So you derived a general formula for U and potential.
Right.
Okay,
This is
sir.
the general formula for potential and potential energy. Potential energy will be defined between two masses or more. Potential only for one mass.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So can you explain again why you put R1 as infinity and not R2?
First coordinate is infinity according to the definition. From infinity to the point, first coordinate is infinity.
Sir,
Hello?
why did we take a cos 0? Cos 180 should come now as force gravity will try to attract a
ये
opposite
आपको
direction.
gravity दिख रहा है?
अच्छा, external, okay, sorry, sir.
External कौन सा direction में? dr कौन सा direction में? Same है.
Okay, sorry.
Magnitude of that external force is equal to the gravitational force because the mass is moving slowly.
Yes, yes.
And sir, I also have a small doubt. So we moved M from R1 to R2, but in the final answer potential, why are we getting in terms of capital M?
Per unit mass, no, yaar, you're bringing small m to the denominator. How do you define
Okay.
potential? Per unit mass.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Technically, potential is defined as work done per unit mass external. And if I take work done by conservative, it will be minus of work done by conservative per unit mass. See both of them. Today also we learned about it in work energy theorem. Today also in the starting I addressed this. If I calculate work done by conservative, I'll have to put a negative sign before it. Only then I'll get the correct answer for potential. But if I calculate work done by external without a negative sign, I'll get the expression for potential.
Done, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can I rub the board?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'll summarize this result after showing you the other derivation. What is your other derivation? The one which textbooks don't do. Now you have initially kept the mass here. I'll call it R1. This is R2. Mass is coming from here till here. Why do you need to do the work? Leave the mass, it will accelerate towards capital M. Why do you need to do work? Leave the mass, it will automatically come till here. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
So the increase in kinetic energy, I want it to come slowly. I wanted it to come.
Slowly.
That means uniform speed. That means the force I apply here should be equal to the gravitational force of attraction. This will be dr, and I'll be applying force in the opposite direction. I'll be holding the mass in the opposite direction and slowly leaving it. Slowly. Right? I'll be holding the mass in the opposite direction and slowly bringing it ahead.
Yes, sir.
You understand why I have to apply a force?
Yes, sir.
Work done by the external source is F external dot dr. Keep your eyes open. Listen carefully. F external, whenever I calculate work done by external source without any change in sign, that will be the potential energy stored in the system. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you repeat once?
Pardon?
So can you repeat?
अब सुबह से वही तो रिपीट कर रहा हूँ इतनी बार.
Okay, sir.
I have repeated that so many times. Whenever you were there in the class today, right from the start,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm there.
whenever we calculate work done by the external source, that will be the potential energy stored in the system without any change in sign, provided
Okay, sir.
it is moving with uniform speed and work done by non-conservative force is zero.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
F external and dr, are they in the same direction?
Opposite. Oh, no, sir.
So F external dr cos 180. Are you clear till here? So far, so good.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
sir.
F external's magnitude should be equal to G capital M small m by R square dr with a negative sign. Cos 180 is the negative sign. Why did you put the magnitude of this equal to the gravitational force? Only then it will be moving with uniform speed. Integral of work done by external G capital M small m integral dr by r. First coordinate r1, final coordinate r2. Here small m is coming from here till here. Here small m is coming from here. Work done by the external source G capital M small m. What is integral dr by r square?
Minus 1 by
Minus
R.
one
Minus 1 by R.
Minus 1 by r2 minus 1 by r1. Minus 1 by r, r2 and r1. Upper limit minus lower limit. Potential is work done per unit mass. Bring small m to the denominator. This negative will go. This will be G capital M 1 by R2 minus 1 by R1. Here I am more than happy to substitute R1 as infinity. That's your definition. You're bringing from infinity till here. You're bringing from R1 to R2. R1 should be infinity. First coordinate.
Yes, sir.
And I am in trouble with my negative sign. I did not get my negative sign. Somewhere in between, we are missing something very important. I'm waiting.
So is that the negative sign where the dr upon r square, that negative sign, because we are going in the opposite direction? No, sir, in the integral, minus dr by r square.
Why?
So because we are this time going in the opposite direction, we are coming from infinity to this point, right? This time.
So
Sir, because in the first case, we were going from a point to infinity. We took positive dr at that time. So now, shouldn't we take negative dr this time?
he's correct.
No, sir, the dr can never be negative, sir.
Have a look at it. If this is R, this is dr. In calculus, when we taught you this, an increasing function dy will be positive. Decreasing function dy will be
Negative.
Negative.
if this is R, this will be minus dr. So always remember, this is R, this will be dr. If this is R and R is decreasing, dr will be negative. Decreasing function will always be negative. dy by dx. Here, R, this is dr. R is a decreasing function. dr will be negative. dr will be negative. Negative of negative will become positive. This negative sign will remain, and hence my negative sign is conserved. Explaining this dr negative is a difficult task for the textbooks. Hence, None of the books will do it this way. They will do the previous derivation and they will put this R1 as infinity. If this is R, this is dr. This will be minus dr. Keep this in your mind. Take it down till here. And now you understand potential in gravitation will always be preceded by a negative sign.
Sir, noted.
No,
Sir,
sir.
I had a doubt, sir.
Bolo.
Sir, but R and decreasing function dr are both in same direction, sir. R is also decreasing. So negative should get cancelled.
Your statement doesn't make sense to me. एक बार ढंग से सोचो.
So one doubt, sir. So
R is decreasing, dr will be negative. R is decreasing, R will not be negative.
Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you, sir.
you always told that if a function is decreasing, we'll automatically get a negative sign. We won't have to take a negative sign. Like अलग से नहीं लेना पड़ेगा, sir.
Suppose you take SC equal to UT plus half AT square and the particle is decelerate.
Yes.
When you calculate A, will you get a negative sign?
Yes.
Right? If not, if you are taking A, don't you think you will put a negative sign? If you are calculating S, SC is equal to UT plus half AT square. So A negative डालोगे कि नहीं? UT plus half AT square. Body is decelerating. तो A negative डालोगे या खुद अपने आप इक्वेशन ले लेगा?
डालना पड़ेगा. अच्छा, ओके सर, समझ गया. ओके सर.
So here dr is negative. मुझे डालना ही पड़ेगा.
ओके सर.
Noted, sir.
So wait.
सर राइट हैंड साइड में आपने कुछ लिखा है या नहीं? जिधर आपने एरो पॉइंट किया है. ओ अच्छा, थैंक यू सर. Sir, noted.
Yes, if the books do it this way, they'll have to explain at every instant dr is negative and putting a negative sign here is important. Only then you will get the right answer.
Sir, if we had used conservative work in this method, would we still need the body to move slowly?
Yeah. No, there you don't need for the body to move slowly. Then you will have to write work energy theorem. Change in kinetic energy also you take. Work done by conservative plus work done by non-conservative plus external is change in kinetic energy.
So, sir, the force of gravity isn't the only conservative force acting on the body.
Right. So if you take conservative force, directly put a negative sign in front of it and call it the potential energy.
Okay, sir.
To summarize what we have done, capital M, if I have here, at this point, the field will be towards capital M and its value is Gm by R square. This was the first thing we learned. Is this clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Capital M at a distance of R, if you define potential, it is minus Gm by small r. Potential. You define potential energy between a system of particles, not for a single. Potential energy is V into M or minus G capital M small m by R. For a system of particles, you will define potential energy. What if you have three particles this way? This is M1, this is M2, this is M3. R12, R23, R13. What will be the potential energy of the system of particles? Minus G M1 M2 by R12 minus G M2 M3 by R23 minus G M1 M3 by R1. Potential energy between these two, potential energy between these two, plus the potential energy between these two. Don't forget the negative sign. Right? Take it down till here. I'll further explain this.
Sir, I have a doubt.
One more very important point here. Listen. Absolute potential is never defined. It's always potential difference. You tell me this is a 6 volts battery. This is 0, this is 6. This is 6, this is 12. This is minus 6, this will be 0. Potential difference is defined. Absolute potential is never defined. क्या बोल रहे हो सर आपने define किया है absolute potential? I didn't. Remember what is potential? Work done in moving unit mass from
Infinity.
So when I'm telling you V, indirectly I'm telling you potential difference between this point and
Infinity.
Technically, this is also delta V, this is also delta. Absolute potential by definition is not defined. When you are writing potential, it is the colloquial way to tell you that it is the potential difference between this point and infinity.
So, but by the formula we get the potential at infinity is 0, right? So the potential is equal to potential difference.
Because one value is 0, you are getting potential equal to potential difference. But by definition it is abhi bola na yaar, same.
Okay, समझा. Okay.
Sir, I have a doubt. If there is a body that is kept on its own isolated, sir, so will it have a potential potential energy, sir?
No. If you kept a body isolated, there is that. What is potential energy? Something which you can extract and get work done, right? I drop a body,
Yes, sir.
potential energy is converted into kinetic energy. Battery, I can convert into current. I keep a body in isolation. Tell me, how will you extract work from it? Nothing. So if there's only one single body in isolation, there is no potential energy.
Sir, so this V will always be minus G capital M by R, not small m by R.
Here put small m, it will be small m. Here put M0, that will be M0. Put M1, that will be M1.
So always we acting on the point which is on the other side, right, sir? So am I right?
What?
No, so I am saying that so we are always working in the point mass which is on the opposite side of the capital M or small m, right, sir?
यहाँ पर जो मास है वो मास यहाँ आएगा.
अच्छा.
Nothing beyond that, switch off the mic.
Okay, okay, okay.
Tell me when I can rub the board.
Noted.
Sir, you can say.
So you can.
If I had capital M fixed here, from R1, I am moving small m to R. Small m should be moved from here till here. I am asking you what is the work done. Small m should be moved from here till here. I am asking you what is the work done. I can move small m from here till here in so many paths, right? Work done will be delta. Work done in moving small m from here till here will be delta u. U final minus u initial minus g capital M small m by R2. U final minus g capital M small m by R1. This is the work done. It is independent of the path followed. It depends only on the initial and final position. Hence, gravity is a
Conservative force.
conservative force. It depends on the initial and final potential energies. Potential energy is defined for a system of particles. Now listen, I will not write this, listen one second. If I ask you what is the work done in increasing the sides of this triangle to 2 times their present value. Here they are kept. I want to increase this side to 2 times R12, 2 times R13, 2 times R23. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You know the initial potential energy.
Yes.
You know the final potential energy. What will be final? G M1 M2 by 2 times R12 minus G M1 M3 by 2 times R13 minus G M2 M3 by 2 times R23. Difference of the potential energies will be the work done.
Yes.
Yes.
Sir, noted.
Okay.
Noted.
Now, in a system of particles, it can be due to any of the masses. Now I have M1 here, M2 here. Now somebody will say, I'll calculate potential here because of M1, G M1 by R. Potential energy is V into M2. I'll get G M1 M2 by R. I'm happy. Do the reverse, you'll get the same thing. Because of M2, what is the potential? Minus G M2 by R. Potential energy is V into M1. Potential energy of M1 in the field of M2 is minus G M1 M2 by R. So potential you are calculating due to which mass doesn't matter. Because of this, you are finding out the potential here into M2. I'm happy. Because of this, you are finding out the potential here into M1. It is the same thing. It is the potential energy of the system. Either way, we are okay with it. Don't tell me because of M1 I get the potential and hence potential energy that will be different from this. No, it will be the same. Potential energy is defined for the system as a whole.
So from both direction it will be same, no? All the values U and V, right?
Now listen. If I have three masses on the vertices of an equilateral triangle, identical masses, and they are going in a circular track due to mutual gravitational forces. They are going in a circular track due to mutual gravitational forces. Circular track due to mutual gravitational forces. Circular track due to mutual gravitational forces. What is the speed of the particles? Now this is 30 degree, this is 30 degree. This force I will call as F, this force I will call as F. Force of attraction between these two, force of attraction between these two. So who provides the required centripetal force? 2F cos 30 provides the required centripetal force, mv square by r. This is going with a velocity v. This is going with a velocity v. This is going with a velocity v. Who is providing the centripetal force for them? This F and F cos 30 will be 2F cos 30, which provides the required centripetal force. If I know this distance r and I know this distance r, will I be able to calculate this distance, side of the equilateral triangle?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Once I know side of the equilateral triangle, I know the value of F. G m into m divided by a square, where a will be the side of the equilateral triangle. Will I be able to calculate the speed of the particle?
Yes, sir.
Sir, are we given the radius of the circle?
Yes, radius is given. If
Okay.
not, they'll give you a, one of them will be given, either A or radius.
So is it under root 2gm by CR?
As it is V from there. Cos 30 root 3 by 2. From here onwards, I would suggest start getting accustomed to read Halliday-Resnick crane. Gravitation, please read from Halliday-Resnick crane. Next class, you will have homework walking into. Gravitation is a small chapter, not a very big chapter. Right? Homework will walk into in the next lecture itself. People who are working on your backlogs, please finish it off ASAP. And gravitation, please read from Halliday-Resnick crane. Are you listening?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Electrodynamics, reading from Halliday-Resnick crane is mandate. So develop this habit from here onwards. Halliday-Resnick crane. Next class, you'll have homework.
So how many more lectures will impede for this chapter to end?
Not many, maybe 5.
So it's an easy chapter.
It's easy chapter. I've never seen any student telling me I'm stuck up in gravitation. Gravitation का हर क्वेश्चन हो जाता है बच्चों से.
Will SHM be on your track or and track 2?
It has been kept in track 2, but SHM is a chapter which overlaps with every other chapter. You have got application of SHM in rotation, gravitation, electrostatics, magnetism. So once SHM is introduced, we will have to keep revisiting that at every regular intervals. Gravitation may be an application of SHM is there. So as soon as properties of matter is over, they'll start SHM in track 2. Manas is asking if you have discussed leftover exercise 5 doubts in flagship. I haven't. Exercise 5 का जो मैंने MT से पहले किया है वही हुआ है. अगर आप लोगों को कुछ balance doubts है तो I'll take a doubt lecture for you and finish it off separate.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Please, sir.
Okay, I'll keep it announced for you. Our next lecture is day after tomorrow, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
The doubt lecture timing I'll announce day after.
Sir, can we disperse?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank
Bye,
you,
sir.
sir. Bye, sir.
Sir, just a small doubt, sir. In the sum you did, I'm still not sure. If we use conservative forces, like in the formula to derive potential and stuff, that can we just use gravitational force into displacement for that? Or is there some
Yes.
other?
But gravitational force will be variable. Integrate. The way you did
Oh, so
external force.
integration will always be there, sir. Okay, sir. Got it, sir.
Bye, sir. Thank you, sir.
Bye. Good day. Thank you.